In the heart of Persia, a land we now call Afghanistan, a poet named Rumi was born. His full name was Jalal ad-Din Muhammad Rumi, but we know him simply as Rumi. He lived a long time ago in the 1200s, during a time of great change and unrest. Rumi wrote beautiful poetry in the Persian language, and his words traveled far and wide. He wrote about love, longing, and the search for something bigger than ourselves. Rumi wasn't just a poet, he was also a scholar, a religious thinker, and a mystic who followed the Sufi way. Rumi's life and poetry are deeply connected to Sufism, a mystical part of Islam. Sufis believe in experiencing God directly through love, devotion, and spiritual practices. Rumi's poetry beautifully expresses the heart of Sufi thought. Through his words, he invites us on a journey to discover ourselves and awaken our souls. Sufism, often called the mystical side of Islam, arose from the very center of the Islamic world. It seeks to find the truth of God's love and wisdom. Sufis believe in feeling God's presence through practices like meditation, music, and poetry. A core idea in Sufism is fana, which means letting go of our ego or sense of self. This doesn't mean actually dying, but rather letting go of our selfish desires so that a divine light can shine through us. Rumi's poetry is filled with Sufi ideas. His verses talk about love as a path to God, the importance of surrendering to something greater than ourselves, and the amazing power of spiritual awakening. Mysticism is something found in many cultures and religions. It's about experiencing the divine or ultimate reality directly. Throughout history, mystics have appeared in different cultures and traditions. They all share a desire to connect with something bigger than themselves. Think of figures like Buddha, Jesus, and Lao Tzu, who were all touched by profound mystical experiences. Rumi, through his Sufi background, explored similar mystical themes. His poetry speaks to anyone seeking a deeper meaning in life, offering insights into love, loss, and the divine. In the Sufi tradition, there's a special group called the Dervishes. These are people who have given up worldly possessions to search for spiritual enlightenment. The word dervish comes from the Persian word darvesh, meaning one who seeks doors. Dervishes live simple lives focused on humility and devotion. They're known for their unique practices, especially the whirling dance, a kind of moving meditation. Rumi himself wasn't just a poet, but also a Sufi teacher, a guide for others. He started the Mevlevi order, also called the Whirling Dervishes, who use the whirling dance to connect with the divine. Konya, a city in modern-day Turkey, holds a special place for Rumi's followers. It was in Konya that Rumi spent most of his life, preaching, teaching, and writing poetry. This city became a place of pilgrimage for those seeking spiritual guidance. Even today, people from around the world visit Konya to honor Rumi and experience its spiritual atmosphere. Konya is home to the Mevlana Museum, Rumi's final resting place. The museum, once a lodge for Mevlevi dervishes, houses Rumi's tomb, a collection of Sufi writings and objects from the Mevlevi order. In the heart of Konya stands the Mevlana Museum, with its magnificent turquoise dome. This dome, called the Green Dome or Kubba-i Hadra, marks the tomb of Jalal ad-Din Muhammad Rumi. The tomb, covered in velvet embroidered with verses from the Quran, is a place of deep respect. Pilgrims approach with reverence, offering prayers and seeking blessings. Near Rumi's tomb lie the tombs of his father and son, along with other important figures from the Mevlevi order. The Mevlana Museum is a tribute to Rumi's lasting legacy and the timeless power of his message. The whirling dance, a captivating sight, is more than just a performance. It's a spiritual practice at the heart of the Mevlevi order, the dervishes founded by Rumi. Dervishes dressed in white robes and tall hats whirl gracefully on one foot. Their arms are outstretched, one hand facing the sky, the other pointing to the earth. The dance symbolizes the soul's journey, rising towards the divine while staying connected to the physical world. The whirling is accompanied by music and chanting, creating a trance-like state. Through this practice, dervishes aim to transcend the physical world and connect with the divine. Centuries after his death, Rumi's poetry continues to touch hearts and minds. Translated into many languages, his verses go beyond cultural and religious boundaries. Rumi's message of love, compassion, and the search for truth resonates deeply with people from all walks of life. His poetry inspires us to look beyond the surface and connect with the divine within ourselves and the world around us. Rumi's influence goes beyond literature. His teachings have inspired musicians, artists, and spiritual seekers worldwide. He reminds us of the power of love to heal, transform, and unite. Rumi's poetry speaks to the very heart of what it means to be human. He explores themes of love, loss, longing, and the search for meaning in a world often filled with chaos and uncertainty. His verses offer comfort, guidance, and a deep sense of hope. He reminds us that even in the darkest of times there is always light to be found. Rumi's message is timeless. Love is the bridge that connects us all. Through love, compassion, and a willingness to embrace the unknown, we can embark on our own spiritual journeys and discover the divine within.